What's up, guys? My name is Lee Morris. This is
Chelsea Rogers.
and she's going to be taking over for Patrick today for this Critique the Community. Patrick is still sick from the blizzard photo shoot.
Snowpocalypse of 2018.
Right. For Charleston, it was a big deal. That never happens
Yeah.
here. So this is going to be Critique the Community of commercial images, which I know is just wildly broad. We're doing this in the spirit of Monty Isom's new tutorial that we recently released on the business of commercial photography. And so I don't know, how many submissions did we get?
I think there was like, what, about 60 or 70?
Okay, and how many pictures do we have? 20 here?
20.
I'll quickly tell you the rating system. This is the first time you've done this.
This is the first time I've done this.
But let me say, Chelsea not only is a photographer, she's also modeled for us before. So she sees it from both angles.
Yeah.
1 is a snapshot.
Right.
Anybody can take it with any camera. 2 needs work before it hits your portfolio. 3 is a solid image in your portfolio. Most good images on Fstoppers are a 3.
Yeah.
4 is excellent. 5 is like world class, unbelievable, unforgettable.
Well,
right?
hopefully we'll have a couple of those in here.
I wish we will, but it's very rare that we see a 5. I almost never rate 5.
All right, well.
Okay, so here's the first shot.
All right.
And we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then we're
it.
gonna throw an image out.
Okay.
All right? 3, 2, 1. Okay, you gave it a 3, I gave it a 4. I think that this is a like 3.5, and we can't do half numbers, so it worked out perfectly.
Okay.
What's your critique here?
I really love the light in this, and it is very commercial. I could definitely see this as like a Facebook ad. You could put anything in the computer. She kind of looks, since she's sitting on the floor, like this is like maybe like, get help now with this image. But it's lit very well. She looks kind of trendy, I guess, but.
I really like it. I mean, I gave it a 4-star rating. I think to make it better, the only critique I have is just kind of make it a little bit more high-end.
Yeah.
So, you know, the location that she's in, it doesn't look that high-end with the window or whatever there. And then the clothes that she's wearing and stuff, she looks very comfortable and relaxed. So for what this might be used for, it could be perfect.
Right.
But, you know, if I'm thinking of something that was going to be advertising like Bank of America online or something, I'd want it to be just a little bit nicer.
This looks like something, maybe it's like, learn how to blog. Like this would be that image.
Yeah,
the hair looks a little over-sharpened.
To me, it looks like, do you have student loan debt?
Yeah.
Call us now to consolidate. All right, next shot.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. I gave it a 3.
3.
My critique of this, and here's the thing. If this is like a celebrity or like a musician or something, then like you did a pretty good job. If you were looking for a model, not the highest quality model I've seen.
His hands are kind of awkward.
Yeah, his face is a little awkward. His body's a little awkward, a little hairy.
Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that every
now.
now and
then. Hey, if that's what you're into. But it's just, it's not, I don't know. I lean towards the 2.5 for this shot. I'm not blown away by it by any means. And if I was a photographer, I don't know that I would want this on my website. But if this is like the lead singer of some famous band that I've never heard of, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well.
Oh, this is awesome.
Good job, yeah.
I love the editing on it. I think it's pretty cool. So that's why I gave it a 3, because the editing, you can tell they actually did spend some time. The lighting's good. Yeah, it's just the pose is a little awkward for him. I
don't know how they did that on the background. It doesn't look like they did that in Photoshop, although I assume that they did. But it's like just crappy enough that it kind of looks like it was done in camera, which I like. But you remove those colors from the background, and I'm definitely giving it a 2 at that point.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Ooh, I remember seeing this just a few days ago, and I've already rated it. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
4.
We both gave it a 4. With this one, I think I rated it a 4 online as well. I kind of lean towards it being a 3.5, and I don't know why. I just feel like maybe the color grade.
I really like the color grade.
I love the color grade on her. The background being so brown and muted kind of makes it feel a little dirtier to me.
Well, I mean, it looks like she is in maybe like the desert or something, and maybe she's found some shade. I like it because it does match with the product that they're selling. Like those hats. I'm guessing.
You're right. It does have that vibe to it. I love the lighting. I think the model looks great. So, I don't know. I gave it a 4 online. Like I said, it's not like a super strong 4, but I think it's a great shot.
The light is beautiful, and the color grade I guess you could maybe work with a little bit, but I like it a lot.
Next up.
Aww.
Meow.
Kids.
This is a tough one for me, and I don't know why. I'm going to be a little hard on this one. Okay,
yeah,
I figured
4.
you'd give it a 4. I was on the fence between a 3 and a 4. Obviously, It's a solid 3. Something about it, you see pictures like this all the time.
Right.
Again, it's like a Bank of America ad. It's like,
exactly.
you need to support your family, and so open up a savings account. And I've just seen other ones that seem a little bit better than this, but I'm having trouble, like, pointing to what it is.
Well, it might just be the lighting.
Yeah.
Like, if you could have a little bit more light maybe on this side.
That bothers me. On the right side, it's a little dark for me. It feels
kind of feels like there's going to be a monster crawling out to get them, and they're, like, unaware because they're looking at their iPad, but...
I think if they had, like a pin light kind of hitting that, kind of making it look like moonlight coming in, it would still be blue light from that side. I think that would change it a lot. The kid on the left, his face looks a little freaky to me. Like it's kind of like a fake smile, like I'm being told to smile. So he doesn't look quite as good as the girl to me. And so it makes me a little uncomfortable, and that's why I didn't go for the solid 4.
Yeah, I like the lighting a lot, though, and I know working with kids can be a real pain, but yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's cute. I think maybe if it was like a square crop, this would be really good for like Instagram. Because then it kind of gets rid of the right side of the image.
That's true. I think I would like it more.
And then you can, sell it like, do you know what your kids are watching, at night?
Oh, this is interesting. So we recently, in the tutorial with Monty, one of the photographers that we interviewed was here in Charleston. And he does surgery photography as well as like 100
for like
other...
textbooks? I was considering doing
I don't
that,
know
actually.
What for? I think it's like for the hospital, for like record keeping.
Well, yeah,
or
and then
something.
MUSC is right here too, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this, I'm going to pretend that this is for commercial use and this is not for like, hospital use.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You gave it a 3. I gave it a 2. To me, for commercial use, it's just a little grungy and dirty, and it's like their hands are blown out.
Well, yeah,
and stuff.
It's way overexposed in a couple spots.
And so for me, that's why I say, like, man, if you're going to be using this commercially, it feels like a autopsy or something more than like come visit our hospital.
Well, yeah, and then that also because you can't really see what they're operating on.
Yeah.
Which is a little scary.
Yeah, it doesn't feel...
Is that like a giant needle? Like, what is she putting in? Their hats are a little bit unprofessional too, so maybe the 3 is more like a 2.5 with that.
And their smocks are like all wrinkledy and everything. And so for all of these reasons, like, if this is a real surgery, you're not going to be able to fix any of this stuff.
Right,
You just got to work with what you've got. But if this was Bank of America, I'm really good with examples, and they were like, "Don't you need to afford your healthcare? Yeah, this isn't going to fly."
No.
So that's why I gave it a 2. Are you sticking with your 3?
I'm going to say
3. The 3 means that you should be able to put it on your website and be like happy putting your best foot forward on your website.
I would say I'll stick with 3, but it's a lower 3, just because it's overexposed and their caps. I don't mind that the smocks are a little wrinkled. I feel like that kind of feels natural.
What if there's blood splattered?
That would be bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say just a little bit overexposed.
Next up.
These shots are pretty common on Fstoppers.
What is going on? It looks like the liquid is coming out of the side of the glass on the right.
Yeah, it's an interesting splash. It could be that they edited it that way.
Why would you do that? All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. 2, we agree.
The lighting's good.
I disagree. The lighting is good. Here's the interesting thing to me. When I first saw this picture, I saw the sugar cubes and whatever that is, the coffee or something. It's weird you'd be pouring that together, but that looks good to me.
Yeah.
Just that, and I don't know why. I don't think the lighting on the splash looks good. I don't think the lighting on the glass looks good. I don't know. It just feels a little sloppy to me. It feels like somebody is, trying to learn.
They're experimenting with this method.
Yeah, and that's great. Like, we all started there. I have some pictures when I first started with splash photography stuff that are way worse than this.
I mean, I couldn't do a splash. If I'm being honest, there's no way I could make a splash photography photo look good right now.
But we are just about to release a tutorial with Brian Rogers on product photography. We've been filming with him for a long time. And after seeing his work...
Yeah, I don't even want to touch product photography.
Yeah, it's on a completely different level. So, we're being a little tough here, but keep it up. And I'm sure if you try 3 more shots, whoever took this, that third or fourth shot, you're gonna be incredible.
That stream is a little too thin, I think, too, for that big of a splash.
None of this makes sense. All right, let's keep going.
But it's a good try. Do not mess with this woman. She will kick your ass.
She looks a little stronger than me.
This one's kind of tough for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1. We both gave it a 2 again. I like it better than the last 2.
Yes.
But to me, it just... I feel like she's overstrobed. Obviously, she's correctly exposed, but compared to the background, she's lit so much more. And then there's not even accent lightings on...
the equipment.
Other parts of the gym. It just kind of feels like this quick shot. And then her pose with her face looking so she's not gritty.
It's a weird angle. If you wanted to get a pull up like this, I feel like you should shoot it from a different angle.
Yeah, I would love to see it from really low or really high.
Yeah.
Something interesting. But this just kind of feels like, hey, let's set up. And the other issue I have, guys, I have a big problem with cross lighting, 45 degree lighting. It kind of flattens everybody out. And when you look at her, look at that thigh that's closest to us. She's being lit from both sides, and it just looks cheap to me. And I feel like if you had put, an umbrella above her out of frame, and she's pulling up into the light, that could have looked really cool.
These are the background is kind of distracting too. I think I would have maybe edited that a little bit differently. They tried to do. Is this the window? I don't know if you want to see outside, and then you can't see, the medicine balls really up there. I think it would be more interesting to see inside of the gym rather than outside of the gym. Yeah,
that's an interesting critique as well, but who knows what it looked like the other way. It just feels like a shot that you were like, hey, we got to get a quick pull-up shot. Let me put a light here, and all right, got it. Now let's take 30 more shots, and it doesn't feel like something that you really, thought through and then edited and got the right model and then we're proud to put on your website. It just kind of feels like, let's just get these shots. So, again, like the last guy, certainly keep it up. Mm-hmm. But with the next shot, I would like to inspire you to all right, today we're going after one shot. Yeah. Next up, 5 stars.
Oh my God. Of course. Okay.
This stuff is weird to me because here's the thing. Well, let's rate it and then I'll speak my piece. I gave it a 2, you gave it a 3. All right, so here's what I'm going to say about this. If any normal photographer takes weird pictures like this, I give it a 2. You give a famous David LaChapelle takes this. He puts it in the Smithsonian, and it's worth $50 million, and I buy a book with it in there. All I'm going to
say is David LaChapelle would light this a lot differently, a lot better.
But maybe he wouldn't for this one, and it would be so different than his other work.
I don't know.
He would be speaking artistically because it was so different.
You chose the wrong guy to choose an example.
You're probably right.
The lighting on this it's very distracting. There's way too much going on. And I don't really like the crop. Her foot is way too close to the bottom of the image.
I agree. The crop feels very tight to me on the bottom. And so, again,
She's beautiful
this
and tan and is
this same shot, but the camera's on the ground, kind of looking up at her. I might all of a sudden give it 4 stars.
well, because then you get like a completely different like obviously she's in the city here, but like she's in the city in lingerie, where I'm sure there's like this man was definitely watching this whole photo shoot.
He looked away for this one shot.
Yeah, there's just I think too many distracting elements. I think though it is like I don't know, maybe it is a 2. I gave
Now,
it a 3
what I've
'cause
done here is I've cropped in to where her head and her foot have the same distance. All of a sudden, I think that's better.
It is a lot better.
Now,
The crop is a little
let's
weird.
crop it like this, making it vertical. Now, for me, that's a solid 3,
Yeah,
just because the crop's better.
the crop's better. Now that we zoomed in, her body looks a little awkward.
So
Talk with
you're
Joey,
going
right?
down.
Yeah,
You're
now
going
I'm like
down.
going down. That was longer I've looked at this. But,
All right, in between a 2 and a 3.
yeah. Man, I'm so biased after working with Elia. It's really hard.
I know. We're very critical. Are you ready?
But you guys are doing great.
Don't quit, you guys! But we hate everything you do. 3, 2, 1. 2 stars. All right, here's the thing.
Halos.
Here's the
First
thing.
of all,
I can't stand the halos. Like, if you look at the bottom by the mud or whatever's down there,
Yeah.
it's like you're recovering the shadows or
And
whatever.
if you just spent like an extra 7 minutes in Photoshop, you could fix that really easily. And I think that would be less. But honestly, I don't know if many people even realize that halos are that big of a deal or so distracting. Because
Yeah.
I see them all the time in
I know.
landscape photography.
I know. Here's the thing, like, all photographers go through stages, right? And the first stage is like flowers, your pet,
I've got a lot of those, yeah.
your significant other.
I mean, I'm still working on that.
Sunsets are in there, right? Ooh,
Definitely.
pretty sunset. Hey, I take pictures of sunsets, right? But I don't put them on my website, right? So,
Well, and I'm trying to think too of like the commercial side of this, is it's like,
yeah,
Come stay at the lake house.
Yeah, this isn't a commercial image. They snuck it in there. David, why did you choose this one?
well, I
He says so that we can say this. Okay.
mean, like I could see like, God, this almost sounds like an insult. Like this is something that a real estate agent would be like, you should move to this neighborhood. Look at this beautiful sunset. You know, like maybe this would be on a website for a company that's trying to sell this particular area.
Yeah, and I don't find that offensive. Like, it's a very pretty sunset.
Yeah, it is.
And if I lived in this area, I would like it. Like, maybe I'd even hang something like this on my wall if, like, this was my backyard or whatever. Like, oh, remember that pretty sunset. Like, it's cool. It's just, if you're sharing it with the world,
Trying
it's
to get
usually got to be
commercial jobs.
better than just a website.
Definitely.
I'm sorry. It's got to be better than just a sunset
Right.
for your website.
Right.
All right, let's move on.
Whoa.
Man, this is upsetting to me. All right. Not because it's a gun. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. 2 stars. Here's the reason why this bums me out. It's like, oh, I feel like this is
Cool
so close to
concept.
being good. But I like...
Is it in focus all the way?
No. It's like your depth of field is too shallow
That's
for
what
a
it
shot
is.
like this. The grip of the gun is blurry, which is weird. The lighting's weird. The way it's like the red light. I'm digging it. I love
Yeah,
like
the
that
gel.
concept here. I feel like the light needs to be further back around to where it's like skimming off the gun more than just lighting the back of the gun. And then I feel like in Photoshop they need to like crush the blacks a little bit more or something.
Yeah, they could definitely add some more contrast to this
It
image.
feels very like gray and dull, and
That spring looks really good though.
Yeah, the spring is like the best part. I want to see some more highlights all over this gun, and I want to see like the highlights. I want to see the shadows, and I want to see the midtones. Whereas it's just kind of like this blah midtone throughout the
Yeah.
entire thing.
And it would be better too if it was all in focus.
Yeah, that's the first step for sure. Whoever shot this, you're gonna love Brian's tutorial.
I was just about to say.
Because this is the stuff that he does, and he'll shoot this with one light, but he'll
Yeah.
take multiple shots and then Photoshop in all these little highlights. But there's so much detail to this gun, which I want to see,
Yeah, definitely.
and it's just kind of falling into the
The concept is there.
yep.
So close.
Next.
Oh, he's cute.
Watch it. It's a family show. I'm ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You gave it a 3.
I
I gave it a 4. Why do you give it a 3?
The perspective's a little off. Like that smoke light thing coming off of the projector. Do you see? It wouldn't be going this way. It's facing us.
So you think that was fake?
Oh, definitely. That's definitely added in post.
You know what? Whoever shot this, you know what you could do? Try to add just a little bit more smoke on the right side and then add a little lens flare. Not a big one. Don't go crazy with the lens flare.
Yeah, lens flares are dangerous. I don't know.
I'm talking about just the littlest hint on the right side of this light so that people like you can't say, yeah, why is the light only coming out?
I know. I'm like hypercritical of that type of stuff when it comes to perspective things.
But I'm looking at this. I feel like the model looks good. I love the lighting. I love the grading.
Yeah, the grading is awesome.
If this is for this alcohol,
I would crop it.
what do you mean?
Because it's selling the alcohol. I'm not exactly sure, like, he looks like he's distressed, like he's watching, like, some film from the 1940s propaganda or something.
He's not even looking in, like, where the screen would be.
Yeah, it's like he's like, I need to keep drinking this alcohol so that I don't have to look and I can look away.
Yeah, if we start going into, like, what's going on in this picture and why does he look so sad, then it's probably not the best shot. But from, like, an overall vibe, I really like it. If this is supposed to be an ad for this alcohol, I think you should probably shoot the bottle separately and then add it in and make it look perfect.
Yeah. I mean, the bottle, it does look good. I like the lighting on it. There's maybe a little weird highlight right there.
It looks okay. It looks like it was just in the shot, though. Like, again, when
That's
you
what I'm
see
saying.
Brian do his thing, and we actually have a free tutorial with Brian. Look it up. We'll put it in the description of this video.
How to light bottles.
How to light a bottle. It'll blow your mind. But I gave it a 4. Like, I like the vibe, but I agree. The overall concept's a little strange.
If
I don't
it was
quite get it.
cropped, I would give it a 4.
Cropped where?
Cropped so that it's like this. It's there.
Oh, you want the whole?
I want just him in the bottle.
That thing out of here.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like.
I just feel like it's kind of cool looking though.
I guess. I mean, it is cool looking. Who doesn't want a fun projector in their house? But I don't know.
All right. Next up. All right, I'm ready. Why are you smiling?
I'm not supposed to.
3, 2, 1, 2. Oh, you gave it a 1.
This looks like someone in college who just discovered HDR photography. So they have a little bit of training.
Ouch, Chelsea. Look into the camera. This is your camera over here. And look,
I'm sorry.
Look. This is a real person you're talking about here.
I'm sorry. It is so oversaturated. And, like, you can see the edges, and I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, so
what is it? Like, what is the truck carrying? And then what is this truck here?
Bombs, nuclear bombs. Yeah. So what Chelsea's specifically talking about, I believe, is the seam of the trees with the sky.
Yeah.
Has an obvious halo around it. It's been like added in. I would assume this was shot with a drone. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know how you get this angle otherwise. In my opinion, there's absolutely no way this should be on your website.
Nope.
But maybe this company that, you know, these
That's
like
the thing,
industrial companies that do this weird stuff, they need pictures like this at times for their like quarterly report.
Yep.
And it doesn't need to look good. It just has to show like we delivered 57 nuclear bombs on time this month, you know?
Trump's real happy.
Exactly. So
for commercial images, though, I feel like, especially for this, and it doesn't take too much long, I would have cloned out like this truck
in the upper right,
this weird, power thing,
line,
that thing. I would have even cloned out like this path over here. There's just too many distracting elements, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the saturation, I think that it's safe to bring the saturation down. And the vignette, I think, is a little, I don't know.
I just don't know what it's for. You know, like, I think it would be a cooler shot to like, find a pretty road.
Leave a comment and tell us what the heck this image is. Because I want to know.
He's never coming back to Fstoppers now. You
Please.
talk trash. All right, let's move on.
It's Charleston. Just kidding.
All right, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. 2 stars. Needs work before it hits your website. I just feel like it's just a fine shot. It's like, oh, I'm walking down the road and like there's this shot and like I pulled out my cell phone and I grabbed the shot. Like it's a somewhat interesting subject matter, but again, it's like I don't think you're going to impress a client by putting this on your website.
Well, I think that this picture has the opposite thing. Like this needs a little bit more saturation just because it is kind of muted.
You're such a hypocrite.
I know.
You're
I
never
really
satisfied.
am. I really am. But if the subject matter are the boats, like my eye is immediately drawn to this area because that's the brightest part.
The right side?
Yeah. And there's ways that you can like add, I don't know. It's a cool shot, but it definitely needs work.
And it's not that cool. It's just like so much of landscape photography is like
it's very subjective.
Well, that and the subject matter itself, it's like you go into the insane mountains of Italy that we were just in with Elia,
right.
and you get the boat, but it doesn't have the ugly motor on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's
that's what I was just saying.
Handcrafted
this
wooden
would be
boat.
way cooler if this was like an old boat.
Yeah. All right, next up. This is hard.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. You gave it a 3, I gave it a 4. I'm kind of in between. Here's the thing. I feel like this shot's great. I feel like this photographer is like right on the money with the lighting and everything.
Absolutely, lighting's beautiful.
But it's like, why would you submit this picture to the critique? I would imagine that if you can do this,
the full car
you
would
have
be
some
like
amazing,
awesome.
Cool, total car shots. So this shot's great. Like you got to deliver it to BMW to put as like a little shot, in their little mosaic they're going to make in their brochure. But like this isn't the hero shot.
No.
So that's why I gave it a 3. Like you put this shot with other incredible shots, and I definitely give it a 4, maybe a 5. But it's like not this shot.
I'm giving it a 4 just because the lighting is spot on and it's definitely commercial. So that's why.
And guy who shot the gun, notice. This entire car is just one solid red.
Yeah.
But man, look at the like we've got that sharp highlight along the edge on the top, and then we have the feathered light over the M logo, and then we've got down the bumper. It's just black to white to the
I'm not
nice
sure that
red.
I like the frame around it.
Yeah, I don't know what the white frame is.
I don't know if
all
that
about.
was intentional or maybe it's maybe it's a page out of a book or something. I don't know.
Next up. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You gave it a 3. You think that's ready for a website?
Yeah, I could see that on a website.
Now,
on a personal website. Yeah.
Now, I hate to compare this to an incredible professional who does this for a living, but David or whoever edits this video, will you now show Brian's last shot of the shoe with the laces like on fire? Like unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. And so when I see that shot and then I come back to this shot, I'm like, oh man. It's just weird that like most floating shoe shots are one at a different angle. It's like the shoe might be stepping down, whereas it almost looks like it's kind of coming flat down. Yeah. The shadow under the shoe looks cheap to me. I think it needs to be feathered a little bit more. Yeah. The lighting on the shoe, I think it's too flat. I think it's lit too much from the front.
From the front. I know. It would be nice if there was maybe more side light.
I want some light behind the shoe hitting those laces. The laces need to be touched up a little bit. They're kind of sloppy. And then I want light hitting the heel from like behind, wrapping around. And then I want light hitting the toe of the shoe, wrapping around. And then maybe just a little highlight on that front part of the sole of the shoe.
Yeah.
But, the black top of the shoe is so dark, you can hardly even see it. And
like you mean on the inside of the shoe?
No, just the whole upper half of the shoe, the way it's black like that. I just want to see some more highlights, again, like the car we just saw. And it just kind of looks like a flat shot of like a shoe, but just sitting there. I want to see a little bit more.
Okay, I kind of see your critique there. Yeah, if it was at a different angle, the shoe itself, I think that would have made it maybe a little bit more interesting. But I can see this, like, being on a person's website. Not like maybe one of the first images that you see, but...
Like hidden in the back where nobody can
Well,
find
it's
it.
like, on your product photography page, it's like the 6th image down.
Go to Brian's website and look at his pictures and like... Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. What the heck? Looks like a bloodbath.
I know. I'm feeling a little uneasy.
All right.
Okay.
To this shot, everything that we've been talking about we don't like from the previous shots. This shot is all of the above. What is up with that cleaver, man? That thing looks like it's out of a horror
terrifying.
movie. Like they couldn't even get like a somewhat clean cutting board. This thing looks like they've just murdered somebody on it.
Yeah, that's like really... if you're going to use a cutting board, it's almost like you want something that looks like it's been oiled, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and then the food, what the heck's going on? It's like dripping blood and pus. Like this,
we both don't eat meat.
This is not
so
cutting it.
That's something too that might be like factoring into this
the
image.
grossest stuff I don't think is meat. That's
like
like
sour
beans
cream?
or something. Yeah, that's gross looking. And then the background, the blood red, like that looks like a horror movie background.
Well, I will say I know that like in food photography, a lot of times you do want to use red because red is a color that makes you hungry. Apparently,
how about a tomato?
A tomato.
how about a pretty background and a tomato?
And a tomato in there. Yeah, fair enough.
Right. We've said enough on that one. This is interesting. Very interesting.
I don't understand the focus in this image.
I agree with you completely.
Okay.
Oh, this pains me. It pains me to give this a 2 because I'm like my initial reaction is like, oh, it's a simple, easy 3.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Crop past all the people. Look at the place setting.
That's beautiful.
That looks like a 3. Maybe a little overexposed in places.
Yeah.
You know, the wine bottle is like, it's blown out. I don't know why that
really
stuff hasn't been recovered. I don't like the shallow depth of field for the shot. And
I don't understand how they even got that because he looks like he's in focus and then she looks like she's in focus.
This shot, I think with this shot
it's
was taken...
was a tilt shift lens or something.
Oh, I don't think so. I think they're the same distance from the camera. And I think this was shot with like 35 millimeter 1.8.
Okay.
And it just, for this type of shot, I think you want to see everybody in focus. These light bulbs.
They're a bit much. And whatever the giant orb of light is
I think
in the
that's
back.
a light bulb closer to the camera.
Oh, I'm just now realizing that.
I didn't get that either. I thought it was like a fan in the background
or something.
That's what I was
thinking too.
So obviously that's distracting to both of us. But, I feel like we're so close here. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like all the
setting,
people look good. Like they're
I want
dressed
to eat
to
that
impress.
salad.
Salad looks good. The place setting looks good. The table doesn't look like a murder scene from the last shot. So it's like, so much potential. And then here's what else I want to see. The lady on the left, it's a weird like fake smile, right?
Yeah.
It looks a little uncomfortable. The background has so much potential with like all these shelves. Do some flash pops back there and then composite it in. You know, it doesn't have to be the shot with everybody in there, but like, there's so much cool stuff going on back there. I just want to see a little bit more of it. So much potential. This shot I've rated really low, but like, it's so close to being awesome.
It's so close, so close.
Next up.
Something's chasing him. What is it?
It's the cleaver from 2 shots ago.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. I gave it a 3, and here's the thing, man. Like this could be like a 4, 5-star shot. If whoever's in this shot, I'm sorry. We need another model in there. Somebody who doesn't look like confused or frightened or whatever. We need like the tough, chiseled-looking black dude track runner. You know. I don't like his like weird mom socks that are full of the snow. That's kind of pulling me out of it a little bit. And then the snow itself is like weirdly overexposed. It's like I want the snow to go almost black as well.
Yes.
And then
It
I
needs to
want...
be like more of a vignette
But,
or
oh
something.
my gosh, the snow and the colors and the lighting on him. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm
the
loving
colors
it.
are awesome. I love gelled colors. Again, the crop is a little weird too. Like that's, but I have a habit of giving too much headspace. But like that's, he feels like he's like trying to jump out of the image.
Let's see if we can crop it vertical, and let's see what happens here.
Yeah, like
I
that.
like that.
That's better.
But I don't like his expression.
It is
Why
hard.
is he confused? Oh, so much potential again, but I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
Next.
Fire! This looks like a Guy Fieri's cars.
Guy Fieri, yep.
Fairy?
That's
Guy
his name.
Fieri? What is his name? I don't know how to say his name.
Ferrari, I don't know.
Sorry,
I
man.
hate that dude.
I don't know how to say your name. What? Why does he get so much shit? Like he just
He's
goes.
the guy with the hair, right?
Yeah.
No,
He
no,
goes around.
no,
He gives
no.
free. No. I think he's fine. He's cool.
You're fired, Chelsea. All right. Do you think these cars are real, or is this little like Hot Wheels?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Because I've been seeing a lot of cool miniature photography on
Me too.
Fstoppers.
Me too.
And then
Alright.
you okay. 3.
3. I think the cars look fantastic.
Yeah.
I like the ground too. I think the ground looks good.
The reflections are nice.
Yep. Don't like the fire. I don't know
I
what's
don't know what
happening
the heck
there.
that is. It's like a fountain of fire or something.
Yep. But I don't like it. It looks bad to me. And then the sky is a little. Imagine
Without the fire. in the
if you
background.
take the fire out and then the sky comes all the way down and it's kind of like cutting through the glass. That deep rich blue. I might really like it. Definitely give it a 4 at that point.
Yeah.
Fire. It's like my eyes go to the fire rather than the cars, and I feel like the cars are lit really well.
Yeah, the cars are lit really, really well.
Next.
Did Mike Kelly take this shot?
He did not, and I recently voted on this shot on the community, and now I'm trying to remember what I gave it. Oh. I think I know what I gave it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
-4.
I definitely was confused whether I should give it a 3 or 4. It's by all means a 3. Like it should be on your
Oh,
website.
for sure.
The 4 doesn't have anything. The reason I didn't give it a 4 doesn't have anything to do with the photographer. Like I think great job. It's just the subject matter is
Yeah.
a little plain, which I know is like what this is supposed to be and everything. It's great. It's just hard for me to say like unbelievable shot just because the subject matter is a little like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just comparing it to Mike Kelly's work. And it looks like, Mike Kelly would have probably framed this a little bit differently.
Maybe. I mean,
But the
Mike
lighting's
has a ton of
good.
shots that look like this.
The lighting's good. The picture looks a little funny.
Exactly. It's like little details like that, and you know, the big faucet on the left and stuff. It's like, it's not a massive deal by any means, and
Yeah.
it's certainly a pretty bathroom.
And it could definitely go on your website.
Oh, it's definitely got to be on your website, but is it Is it the first image on your website? Me? Probably not. Next. Oh,
That's it.
that was easy, right? Chelsea
That
was
was
nervous.
fun.
She
I
was
was
like, I've never done this before.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some hate comments in the...
That's part of the fun. Because
That's okay. I can
you
take
just
it.
gave hate comments
I can
to
take it.
20 people. Yeah, you got to be able to take it if you're going to dish it. All right, guys, that was fun. Stay tuned. We're probably going to do at least a couple more critiques of communities this month while
Right.
we're doing the 30 for 30. Some of the easiest videos we get to produce. And if you'd like to see more content like this every day, head over to fstoppers.com. And if you'd like to check out our full-length photography tutorials, especially the new one on commercial photography by Monty, head over to fstoppers.com/store and stay tuned because in like a week or two, we're going to be releasing our product photography tutorial with Brian. It's going to blow your mind.
Yep.
He's so good.
It's
He's
really
so good.
great.
All right, guys. Thank you.